how are you guys doing today? I am fine, thank you for asking. My name is Caitlin V3, and today I have a very quick one for you. Literally, this is going to be a speed build. Back in the day, I used to go to LANs, and sometimes even at cons they have these, but they would have speed building competitions, and I always wanted to do one, but I was always a tad too afraid to enter. So alas, here we are today. I'm going to invent my own competition with myself, and I'm going to do a speed build of this Ryzen 3 super budget build. Like, so budget that, well, I'll tell you the price at the end, but it's exciting. And we have a lot of things to do once the build is done, so this will not be the final video. This is just going to be a speed build. Super quick. And if you're like, why is this not a Threadripper build? Well, Threadripper is a tad outside my price range. If you guys don't know, I am not a very big channel, so I don't get sponsorships too often. Fractal Design was very kind to send me a few cases, but generally I don't get free stuff from companies like a lot of the other channels. And at the moment, I just don't have this sort of cash to just go out there and buy every single thing that I would love to put on this channel. But I did buy a Ryzen 3 because it's only $110. So we are going to build it. We're going to do it quickly, and then eventually we'll do benchmarks. Oh, I have another surprise at the end of the video. So if you want to be the owner of a Ryzen 3 processor, then stay tuned for the end. I have a little thank you announcement. Anyway, let the competition with myself begin. This is not going to be part of the speed build. I'm just going to unbox everything. I don't think unboxing is actually part of a competition. So I'm going to unbox it, put it all out on the table, and then we will begin. And if you're wondering what all the parts and specs are, I will go over that in the end once the build is complete. So stay tuned for that. I don't know why I keep getting so excited. This is, I don't know. I'm ready. I got everything out. I have my phone. We're gonna set a timer on here. I do want to mention though, normally when I do build, in my past builds, I've used a downward facing camera to capture what I'm doing on the motherboard. Because this is a speed build, I am going to forego doing that. If you really need to know the specifics of how to install the CPU, the cooler, the RAM, any of that that goes specifically on the motherboard during this part of the process, then I suggest you look elsewhere, because this is not really a how-to. This is just me doing a speed build. So the camera work is not going to be anything special. In fact, it's just going to be static. Not a how-to. I apologize if you're looking for a how-to, but there are plenty on the internet for you to find if that is what you're looking for. So I got the motherboard, the hard drive, the stick of RAM, the cooler, the stock cooler, the I/O shield, SATA cable, CPU. This is the 1050 GPU I'm gonna put in there, the power supply, and the case. Let's go ahead and get the clock started. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, that didn't go so well. There's something about working in small form factor cases that's just very humbling, because that was tough work. I'm not gonna lie. That power supply, I haven't worked in a case that had a top power supply like this in such a long time that pretty much forgot how they're supposed to go in. So then I had to flip it around, and I had the hard drive in the drive bay, but because there's really nowhere else to put the hard drive, I was thinking mount it here, but then it would hit the RAM sticks. So that's not gonna work. I'm sorry if this is really hard to see inside the case. I realize this is not working out so well. Bring some light maybe. No, that's not gonna help either. So yeah, I couldn't mount it there, plus then all the cables would have to be rerouted through here, and it'd be kind of a tight squeeze. I feel like that's the intention now, maybe? Yeah, that's definitely supposed to be where, but I don't understand, because then it would just hit the, whatever. But, so then I put it in here, but then because of the wires coming out of the power supply in the back lower now, because I had to, or back top, because I had to flip it around, then the hard drive wouldn't fit, so I couldn't get the power supply in. So pretty much 100% my fault for not realizing that the power supply would have to go in that way, and screwing up everything. So it took over 25 minutes. It definitely shouldn't have. I thought about refilming and redoing it, but I am all for admitting to my mistakes, and this gives us a number to aim for in the future, because that was pitiful. I know you all can do way better than that. So we just turned it on, and we got power, so that's good. Fans were moving, CPU fan was moving, so those were all good. Buttons work, HD LED lit up. I do need to get a screw for this though. That's gotta be fixed. Otherwise, I'm gonna call this build a success for now. Oh, we do have video too. My monitor's over there. So what's next? So this Ryzen 3 build is, it kind of looks like garbage, right? I am not a big fan of the cables. It's all jumbled. It needs a lot of TLC. I also wish I could create a power supply shroud, but that would be pretty, I don't know how that would work with the power supply up here, and there's nowhere really to attach it, and there's very limited space in there too. So I don't think that's gonna happen. Maybe we can create like a block here or something, but at the moment it doesn't really matter, because the case has a full or a non-window, it's a non-windowed case. But you know me, I'm going to make one. So this will get an acrylic window. We're going to do cables for it, and we're gonna make it a tad prettier. So stay tuned for that when I give this build a nice upgrade. As far as the actual processor, as I mentioned before, I do want to give it away to you guys. So this is not a giveaway with requirements or anything like that. This is just a thank you giveaway for hitting 10,000 subscribers a few weeks ago. So once again, thank you guys. If you haven't seen my 10,000 subscriber video, then go check it out. It's a very quick one. But I still want to give something back, so I'm going to be doing a giveaway for this processor. It's just based on time pretty much, so I'm leaving it open for 2 weeks because I get a lot of stragglers on my videos, and I figured that would give some time to the subscribers of the channel to catch up and watch it. It is a contest on Gleam, so all the terms and conditions are on there. It is worldwide. I will ship it wherever. You are responsible for all taxes and all the whatever that entails. Void where prohibited. I don't know, whatever the age. If you can't win in your place, then don't enter. The processor is used, of course. You see that I have used it here. and I will use it if I do benchmarks in it, so just keep that in mind. It's not a brand new processor, this is one I just purchased, and I'm just going to send it out when I'm done with it. All you have to do is be subscribed to this channel. That's the only requirement. If you want additional entries, those are on the giveaway itself. It's just pretty much follow me on Twitter and follow me on Twitch. Those are just 2 extra entries if you want a better chance of winning. I think that's all. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments, or actually, if you're trying to ask a question or something, it's always best to hit me up on Twitter because I'm more likely to respond on there. People are just nicer on Twitter, so I respond better on there than YouTube comments that I check randomly. So that's the giveaway. Thank you again so much for 10,000 subscribers. A few more things that I did want to talk about. So I am going to do a Twitch live stream. I used to stream on Twitch like 3 years ago. Did it for about a year or so, maybe a little less. But then work stuff came up. I ended up moving twice, and I just never really had time to stream on Twitch, which is the reason why I created the YouTube channel, is because I missed talking about these things with everybody that likes these things. So that was essentially the reason for the YouTube channel. Now I'm going to do a test on Twitch and just see how it goes. Honestly, I don't know. It's going to be right after I post this video, so if you do not follow me on Twitch already, then it is the same name as this channel, Caitlin V3. The live stream is going to start as a talk show because there are some topics that I just want to talk about. I'm going to record it. It may end up on YouTube, it may not. We'll see how it goes. Honestly, I have no idea how this is going to end up, so who knows if it will end up on YouTube. I guess if you never see it, then it didn't go well, or something went wrong with the recording, who knows. If it does become a thing and I like doing it, it will be probably on Saturday morning, Saturday early afternoon, Pacific time. I know that's kind of not a good time on weekends, but that's really the only time that I have, so kind of just that is what it is. There's not much I could do about that at the moment. You guys know I work full time, and that just is time consuming. So that's Twitch streaming, and then 2 more things, and then we'll wrap this video up. Another thing, I did create a Discord channel. It is the same name as this channel. You can find an invite on my Twitter. I am on Discord all the time, but I am sometimes not very active, so I apologize if the channel is quiet or slow going. But I just wanted to start with one and see where that goes, just as kind of like a central gathering area. So if you are on Discord and you want to join, then look for the link on Twitter and you can do it from there. And then finally, I did set up a Patreon account. I know I did. I'm kind of really torn on this because I do want to do so many things. I have so many project ideas and so many things that I want to do from here to put it out there, but just, I mean, time and money is so limiting, and I know that's like for everyone, right? So I put a lot of my own money, pretty much all of my own money into the channel and doing builds and giveaways, reviews and DIY projects, and just a lot of my time. So I started a Patreon with no goals or anything like that. If you do support the channel and you want to give back, you know, go check out the rewards on Patreon. If you are like me and use an ad blocker, I often support the people that I use ad blocker on with subscriptions, whether Twitch or Patreon, so I am no stranger to doing that. I know some people like to support that way, so I'm just giving that option out there. I'm not, I'm so torn. I'm not really too big on it, but in order to build this channel, sometimes you do have to do things like that. I know there's going to be people out there hating, but that's okay. It's okay, I'm prepared for it. The rewards on the Patreon are, I mean, I think they're pretty cool. You can check them out and go from there and see if they're worthwhile. There's really not too much to discuss about the specs or build of the Ryzen 3 build. It's a B350 ASRock motherboard, and the Ryzen 3 1200, 8 gigs of ballistic sport RAM, 1 terabyte hard disk drive, and a 1050 from Zotac, which I use all the time in my budget builds. The 1050 is a great budget build card because it is very budget friendly. And then a 450 power supply. It is an 80+ bronze rating, so I would never go anything lower than that. You can get cheaper power supplies, but this is as low as I would go, just for safety, and you don't want your build to catch on fire with a super cheap power supply. Anyway, I think that's it. I used the stock cooler, so you can see that, stock fans and everything. But like I said, we are going to upgrade this and make it a little bit fancier, so that is going to be a thing. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, my links are in the description below. Everything else I mentioned is in the description below or on the Twitter. And I'll see you on Twitch. Bye-bye.